You're listening to the Conference Board of Canada's Mental Health and COVID-19 series with Dr. Bill Howatt, Chief of Research, Workplace Productivity.
Hi, Bill Howatt, Mental Health, COVID-19. Welcome. Today I'm going to talk to you about a conversation that I'm hearing all kinds of people start to talk about, the thing called the new normal. One of the things that come to mind for me when I hear the word new normal is that I think it's going to be important for us to be careful of locking in that we actually have the potential right now to know exactly what a new normal looks like. My sense is that a new normal will be required for us to be able to figure out exactly, and not perhaps exactly, but have a frame of reference for how the spread is it controlled? Is COVID-19 over? The economy, what's happening with that? Social status, mental health, confidence people have individually, and people's individual purpose. So while all these different variables are going on, I know that because of uncertainty, lots of us are going to be looking for what is this new normal, and we're talking about the new normal. And the new normal may not yet quite know what it is yet or how to take shape, just looking for the right words to articulate it for you. And my sense is I believe what used to be may not ever be the exact same, and what is today may not be forever, and what the future looks like may not be what we actually think it might be. It might be just a process that we're all going through. And so a new normal to me, when I think about this, I'm thinking about the mnemonic new. And when I think about this, it gets me thinking that the N for me, as I look at this every day, is start to notice the opportunity. Start to think about, okay, with all this change that's happening, what are the opportunities for me? Now, some of them might be individual. There could be opportunities for you to make some changes in your financial health. There could be some changes maybe in a career or your job. And I know there's, lots of people that have job insecurity, but there's going to be people who are going to be changing their job because they're going to be changing their values, or they may not want to be working in under certain conditions or different ways. So there's going to be some change. Relationship changes. Some people may not decide what the relationship they're in worked out, or maybe they're going to decide that now it's time to get a new relationship. There's opportunity for us. And then habits. Some of us might not be doing a lot for our physical health. This might be a chance for us to pause, to focus on that. Or you start to think more about our mental health. So noticing opportunities for things that we can start to change in regards to creating some new habits for ourselves, starting to be able to rethink what's important to us, or our priorities. So in change, when we start thinking about this whole concept around a new normal, that also means that the key part being new. New could be good. It doesn't necessarily all have to be bad. And so that's a part of what our frame of reference from a mental health perspective, for us to consider that there's an opportunity. And the E, right now, engage and learn fast. My sense is innovation is going to be rampant. There's going to be all kinds of changes in technology and opportunities. And my sense is that if we pay attention to start asking lots of questions, stay plugged in with what's happening with innovation, is we're looking for new opportunity and we're learning fast. That could give us a chance to help ourselves to evolve into whatever this new normal may be, because it's going to be ever shaping and is going to be evolving, that we have an opportunity to start to position ourselves in a light that we want to be. So instead of just actually watching the parade, we might as well just join the parade and get involved in this and see what we can do for ourselves, because it can help us feel that we have some power when we're feeling like we're doing. That's a big part about our internal locus of control, where we feel we're driving our bus and we're not actually just being pulled along. We can't control everything, can't control a pandemic. We can control our behaviors of how we behave in a pandemic. That's something that's important. So making those micro decisions of wearing our mask, washing our hands, physical distancing, all the things that are important. Now, we do know this research, and I will say to you, this is important. We need to ensure that we know that even people who now catch COVID-19 and show very low symptoms of no symptoms, there's some research coming out recently around lung damage. And so I think all of us need to start learning fast so that we don't get too comfortable and play this thing down, because lung damage now could be down the road like CPO. So we want to make sure that people don't put themselves in a position for where they get some type of lung disease down the road. Or COP, sorry, not CPO, dyslexic, apologize. And the last one, willing to adapt. I believe in this new normal, learning how to change and being open that one thing that's going to be constant is change. Change will be happening, and it all happens now. Before COVID-19, there was all kinds of high velocity change. Now, with the climate change and with social changes and geopolitical changes and politics and all the different things that we're being inundated with, there's all kinds of change, and there's levers and things, and most of us try to make our world pretty small, which is of what we can focus on. And so we probably can be helpful for us to realize that all this big stuff that's happening, we can be aware of it, and however, we can only participate at our level, and each one of us, by making our individual decisions, is how a country behaves. See, it's not that our vote or our behavior doesn't matter, because in our 38 million people, how we all choose to behave individually will represent our country. So I think it's important, though, sometimes out there it seems it's too big, but we all have a voice and we all have something we can do. And one of the things I'm going to ask you to consider, again, this is not mental health or trying to tell people or get on a box and start to gossip at people or talk at people. That's not my thing. Or talk about people, I guess is gossip. Is just to be aware that change will be rapid, that the more we're open to realize it, that we can anticipate there's going to be change, and not all of it we're going to like. However, as we start to reset into whatever this new normal is going to be, there can be opportunity, there can be innovation, and we may end up in a better spot than we actually believe we're in right now, as hard as that may seem. But it depends on what our frame of reference is and how we want to approach this. So it's something for us to consider as we go through this conversation. Yes, there's all kinds of challenges. Yes, this could be hard. Preparing ourselves for whatever the new normal is by being mindful of our thoughts, our actions, our behaviors, and our contribution, we individually, all one person at a time, can have some impact. The same as getting through COVID-19. We'll do it one day at a time. So with that, I just wanted to give you a couple thoughts today on, as you start to hear this word around new normal, just not just take it for granted. I'm not convinced we're there yet or what a new normal is yet. I think we're still learning. So take those ideas and take your ideas, and as we move along this, again, as I keep saying, one day at a time, we'll get through this process and we'll land somewhere that can be as good or better than where we were, because we are very, very good at adapting and learning. So with that, all the best. Take care. Hi, Bill Howatt here. Hopefully you're finding these videos of some value. If you'd like to share these, on the lower right of your video, there's a icon you can click. You can send it through your social media feeds, join the Conference Board of Canada social media feed so we can keep you up to date. And if you have ideas, suggestions, please leave your comment so we can consider them. And if you have things that you'd like us to speak to, I certainly will try to do all I can to help out. With that, have a wonderful day.